Hello everyone, welcome back to Divine Journey 2. Last episode we explored the solar system with Galacticraft, and since then I've done a few things. I'm now using the blood pendant, because I have a mana mirror, so at the moment it's bound to one of these. So instead of using the band of mana, it now pulls from the mana pool, wirelessly, but we still use this, for the gun, and the sash. I'm not sure if they can use the mirror, but it's not going down that fast anymore, which is good. I wish it could be a bauble, but apparently not. And over on Venus, I now have an excavator. I forgot about these things. I was wondering how to get a bunch of solar ore, since the builder doesn't work, but you can just set up this, for about 30k, it just takes a while to mine. We do only have 1,000 at the moment, but it is increasing, slowly. In this episode, we'll first take a look at processing the solar ore. There is a couple steps here, all in the liquid crafter, so it's not very nice. First we need to process the ore into the dust. This way is the best, I think. So we process this dust in another liquid crafter with volcanic rock. We're also getting this from the excavator. And we need two liquids, purifying fluid and sulfuric acid, which we are going to need to dupe with sulfur. So we have to produce this first, from lapis blocks, in a crystallizer. Should be easy. There we go, we have sulfur, and also silica. I don't know what this is used for, so I think we'll reuse this one, for duping sulfuric acid. I don't really want to make another one right now. I am going to need like 2 more though, very soon. So for this to work, we input sulfur, and pipe the acid back in, on higher priority, and then insert into a tank, on lower priority. So it should always be full, making more, and storing the excess. So we request the sulfur, we should have loads by now, and insert via filter, and it should start processing. There we go. And now we can pipe it into a tank. I will just put it here. Easy as that. Well, not easy as that actually. We need to disable round robin. It's on by default, for some reason. So while this is buffering, we should automate the other liquid, purifying fluid. But this is surprisingly easy. We just need to automate purifying bath salts, and also Salus Mundus, and also mana shards. But we have infinite mana steel now, so this way is the easiest way. So one more crystallizer. This wall is getting a bit busy. There we go. So now we should be able to passive Salus Mundus. We do need a crafter. Sequential fabricators do not work with dupe recipes. They freak out. So we can put it here. Recipe for Salus Mundus on external, and another one for internal. I think that's how that works. It should never run out. So we can remember all this, and just insert these 4 with a limited item filter. Okay, there we go. You do have to have it on keep, I'm pretty sure, so it doesn't use all of it. Well, I think it's working. I don't really know though. I will do a stack. That should be fine. So now that we have passive Salus Mundus, we can passive bath salts. So we'll have to extend this automation by 1. So limited item filter to Salus Mundus, request it, set the level emitter to a stack, set the recipe, and now we just need to import all these. There we go. I'm glad I designed it this way. It was very easy to expand. We can add like 2 more if we want, and then we have too many channels. But I don't think we'll ever need 2 more, so it's fine. It isn't symmetrical now though, which is annoying. And now we can automate purifying fluid. You can do this, but it's easier just to use this, the arcane spar. You just input water and the salt, and the liquid pops out. You just need like a fluid collector, or whatever it's called. Also the hole in this room's gone now, much more clean. Maybe I'll have a carpet. It feels a bit empty. I love it. I think I'll remove the Galacticraft machines. They're basically completely useless. We do not need them anymore, I'm pretty sure. And they're a bit ugly. I will reserve this place here for some later automations. So we will do it here. So we can have the arcane spar. We input water. There we go. Now we just need a fluid collector. And it should be this easy. I just have to figure out how I'm storing this. I might just buffer it in the fluid input, because it does use purifying salt and Salus Mundus, so I don't want to waste all of that. By the way, it's working. It's currently buffering in the fluid collector. We don't need any filtering, because the spar only deposits the mixed liquids, unless you click this button. So now we should have everything for empowered solar dust, passively, apart from another liquid crafter, and also solar dust. So I'll have to do this. That should be fine. There we go. We're now processing. 3 per ore. You can't get more than that. At the moment we have 2,000 ore. We should get 30k in total, so around 90k after processing. So that's over 1,000 stacks. So another upgrade. That should do it. So now all we're missing is another liquid crafter. It's still the same price as it was before, but it should be a lot faster now with the compressor we have. If I remember correctly, we need 63 reinforced casing. And we have everything for that, except galactic ingots. I'll increase the buffer, might as well. 4 times what it was. By the way, we have loads of acid now. It's quite fast actually. We get half a bucket every 100 ticks, so a bucket per 10 seconds, and we'll only be using it every 10 ticks as well, half a bucket. So this buffer shouldn't change, if we're always running. So we didn't really need to buffer this. We could have buffered it in the fluid input. It's fine. So I'll get crafting, and I will return with another liquid crafter. Okay, that wasn't nearly as bad as last time. Also, I'm naming them, if you haven't noticed already. The compressor helped a lot. I could make the casing in like a minute, or less. Also, another thing I did was passive dark steel upgrades. This helped immensely too, for the vents. So we should be able to print out these pretty quickly now. We have the infrastructure for it. So now we have both the fluids. We just need the item, which is solar dust and Venus volcanic rock. There isn't really any use for solar dust other than this. Same for Venus volcanic rock. So we'll just limited item fill to a stack of each. There we go. We just need to plug it in and sort out the output, which I'm not sure how to do yet. I guess we'll just do a draw and we'll fill the output. So only buffers a stack. And can we use a flat transfer node? I hope so. That'd be cool. I will move it slightly. Like this. I think that works better. Because this is only using solar ingots and nowhere else at the same exact speed, we only need to buffer a stack, probably. So we can give it power. And it should start functioning. Awesome. Empowered solar dust. And the transfer node does work. Lovely. So next up is the solar ingots with protein and creosote oil. But also a bunch of this garbage. This is a lot to passive, so I think I'll do it on demand for now. But I will speed up everything, so it's not slow. So first I'll deal with the liquids, and we'll worry about the items later. So protein is made with this machine, and meat of several kinds. So it's rather simple, and I'll do this here. And I think the efficiency of this is based on how many items you use, I'm pretty sure. There we go. I picked these 8. I could have done 9, but I ran out of slots. I imagine we can have speed upgrades. We might need them. Also energy. Because why not? There we go. And we'll just store this in the fluid input. We're only going to need 300 millibuckets every 5 seconds. Which this definitely does. Look at this. We get about a bucket in 5 seconds. So plenty fast. So next up is creosote oil. Which means we need a bunch of furnaces doing this recipe. And that's what this gap is for. I want to fill it completely. So 15 with this augment. Creosote is very useful, so I think it's good to scale this quite a bit. So we can have a drawer here, upgraded all the way, with a void. We do not want this to stop. Also, this should be a compacting drawer. I forgot. And now we input coal blocks into every single one of these, and output coal coke, and creosote, which we will store, because I don't know if this is fast enough. I might steal the black hole tank from here. It's not useful. Since we can just store it here, 64 whole buckets, which should be enough. And we can wipe this to use it for creosote. So blocks of coal in a filter, input to all of these. We request coal here, input into the drawer, and coal coke goes here. And we copy this and paste it to all of them. There we go. And now we just extract the creosote into the tank. We have every type of conduit behind these machines. I hope this is fast enough. We need a bucket every 5 seconds. We should be getting 37 buckets for every time this recipe goes. And you can work that out, I think. 24k at 35 per tick. 35 seconds. Okay, that's good enough. That's a bucket a second. But you do get them all at the same time. But that should be enough. More than enough. So now we've done both the fluids. We can have a look at the items. Since we're doing it on demand, these should craft instantly because we're storing everything here. These are pretty fast in the multi-block. These are on passive, so it's just these two. This is crafting recipes that do include wafers, but you do get 16, so it's not terrible. Compressed tin is instant. Photovoltaic cells. How fast will these craft? I might have to passive this. It's an alloy smelter recipe, which do take time. Everything else is either on passive or craftable, which is instant basically. I'll set up recipes for it. Okay, it's just these two that I should passive. Ender dust, photovoltaic plates. I did have to make a new wall. I thought about making one here, but it's 5 wide, so I don't quite know what to put here. So now let's say we want 10 of these, which should make about 80 solar ingots, which is alright. Everything is fine, except the photovoltaic plates. We should buffer more, I guess. It's basically free, I suppose. So the only thing we have to worry about now is bottled hellfire. I really do not want to passive this. So I'll speed up the production instead, with separate distilleries. One for bottled hellfire, one for gypsum, one for swallow the depths, one for fiery unguent, and that should be everything. Nothing else requires a distillery, so we need 4 in total, and we'll spread out the patterns. We have 1 at the moment, so we need 3 more, and we can make it. We just need Thorncraft crucibles, and to buffer more of these. Or I'll just make 2, and make the other one later. I really should have 1 more arcane assembler. There was a bunch of recipes, which I had to do the old way. It was annoying. So I will place these like this. I need to move this input to this side. And that's the only thing I need to change, I think. So input blaze on the side, patterns from the top, and extract from below, on brown. So we need to separate these patterns into separate ones, as well as the patterns for tool poppets. I remember this having a bunch of layers. I think I've sorted it. We have cleansing balm and bottled hellfire in one of these, because they're not used together. This is in tool poppets, and this not. Fiery unguent, swirl of the depths, and the rest. I might spread these around. I'm not too sure yet. But these should be done now, so now we can move on to actual solar ingots. I'm hoping these aren't that slow. We will probably passive this later on, just not now. But we are going to need 1 more liquid crafter, but I'm pretty sure it's fine. Everything should be buffered up now, so I'll be right back. I'll let you know how long it takes. Okay, there we go. It took longer to build the area than to craft it. I'm very happy about that. It's not so slow anymore. Oh yeah, I forgot the glass. Also, I just saw that. We're low on aquamarine, so I will probably set up an excavator. There we go. I will be right back though. Here's a silt vein. I guess I'll hide it underground. There we go. I can't quite build these by memory. Not yet. That's all the items. We just need to filter it. And there we go. We're getting it. We should get like 3,000, I think. And we'll just smelt it. I don't really care. You get 3. That's plenty. Or we can just send it through the pulverizer. That should get 6. I'll do that. I think we're going up. Okay, back to these. We do need a storage bus on this drawer. So I think I'll have a drawer controller and then trim everywhere. There we go, it has power. We can input creosote on brown. Protein can be on red because it's red. And this will be on demand. So we need an interface on the input, like so. So we can plug this in, loop the output back into the interface, and set a pattern, like so. And now we should be able to craft the solar ingots. It wants 8. And we can do it. I think we're just waiting for the distilleries. So it's not too bad. It should be better in bulk, because they'll all go at the same time. There we go. Awesome. And now if we do this quest, we're just missing titanium boxes, which is just a recipe, with plates, compressed titanium, and tier 3 heavy duty plate. And now with the stuff from the asteroids, and the titanium boxes, we can craft the hyperglued meteoric casing, which is solely used for this, the laser focus. So I'll take a break, and then we'll look into this. It might be expensive again. So I went ahead and made everything. Nothing was that expensive. It's just a bunch of casing, some mechanism laser stuff, this block that we made earlier, and also a few portions of the sun made with solar ingots, and these that we found on Venus. Something that I did notice is this star metal production for galactic ingots tears through ender alloy. So I've added like 4 more, but then we ran into a different problem, Rustonia. So that's a bit annoying, but we should be able to fix it soon. We can make star metal seeds. But we can't quite get the seeds yet, the tier 5 ones. We need wyvern cores, so we have to do a bit of draconic evolution. But it's not actually that far in, it's just over here. But before that, we have to actually assemble the multi-block. I think I'll go over here with it, so we can fill up this room. It's a bit empty. It is quite big. I'll probably build it sideways. This is like really confusing. How do I place the laser? Does it have to be that way? Because it does break blocks. It's quite funny. There we go. I did do it right apparently. It looks amazing. Turns out we need to apply mechanism lasers to this. Also, this can be rotated, preferably without charging it. It should be able to go this way. There we go. So we need separate lasers to shoot into this. I think I'll put it over here. So I think I'll do 5 lasers into an amplifier. I think the laser power does matter, so I'm hoping this will be pretty fast. So amplifier and lasers. Why do they charge in my inventory? It's so annoying. There we go. And everything needs power. There we go. Big fat laser. And of course facades. Enough of making it look pretty. Let's automate it. So an interface on the input. Also power. And the output is here. I will loop it back around to the interface, which is only over there. Now we just have to plug this in. There we go. So what we need this for is the Draconic core, because it uses a plasma core, which is an empty core, which is on passive, in the laser focus. I might passive this already. We might as well. It's really easy. I think I will use a phantom face. I don't want cables going everywhere. We can connect it to the input. So extract on brown, active with signal, level emitter, and we'll do a stack. It should be working. Yes, it is. By the way, once we do get to a stack, the input should be clear, so it shouldn't mess around with on demand. And there we go. It stopped, and we have 67. That's fine. So now for Draconic cores, we have Mystic ingots, Galactic ingots, Solar ingots, on demand. We're just missing these, Corrupted light ingots, and it's a brand new ingot for our ingot wall. Mirian, Star Leather, both on passive, and Dark cores, which we have not passived yet, so I guess we'll do it. It would be in this crafter. I might as well do the rest of the cores while we're here. So Reduction core, Dark core, Suppression core, and Potency core. So we store Blood orb, empty cores, one of each reagent, and one of each essence. Fill in the rest with garbage, remember the current items, insert on green, extract on brown. And we have to remember these as well. And I'll filter the outputs. There we go, and turn this on, I think. It might take a while for this to buffer. I remember one of these being very expensive. It used machine frames. Yeah, this one. So I hope we're fine here. So now we have passive dark cores. We can passive this in an alloy smelter. Another ingot for our ingot wall. So Mirian, Star Leather, Dark cores. There we go. We're cooking. Corrupted light ingots. Lovely jubbly. And now we can actually set up recipes for the Draconic core. And we should be able to make them. The quest just wants one, which we can do. There we go. We're in the late game, apparently. And a trophy. So I think I want to go straight to Wyvern cores, which are crafted this way. A lot of mana. I really want tier 5 seeds, so we're going to need 4. We can just set a recipe. Like so. In our runic altar. I really want to upgrade the spreaders. I will do that very soon, but for now we'll suffer. So we want 4 in total, which is 15 more cores, and it looks like we can do everything. And we're crafting. Making the cores is pretty instant, apart from the bewitchment stuff in the distilleries, so I might have to passive those after all. They're too slow. There we go, filter the collector, and now we just wait for like 3 more. Yay! I'll definitely upgrade the spreaders, right after I get tier 5 seeds. So 1 more of these crystals, and 4 superium, and along with the Wyvern cores, we can make the next infusion crystal. And we can put mending on it. And we can automate the next tier of essence. Another tank, full of XP, push and pull from the fabricator, give it power, and there we go. Supremium. And now we can do all the tier 5 seeds. There's lots of good ones. I will do that off camera, once again. It's a bit boring. Seeds oh plenty. Turns out there's only 14 that we can make right now, but there is 16 in total. We're just missing zinc, which we can't make yet without alchemistry, and dragon egg seeds, which I think we get very soon, over here. We do have gaps for them to go in, so we can just level them and put them down as soon as we get them. These seeds are amazing, by the way. Pretty much every Galacticraft thing we now have seeds for, no need for mining them, except solar, that's not yet. We also have Thorncraft stuff in brass, thaumium, and void metal, cold iron, end steel, draconium, yellorium, astral sorcery stuff like star metal, and aquamarine. Also, terra steel, so pretty amazing. I've turned off lots of automations. So before we delve into Draconic evolution a little bit more, I would like to buff our mana production and spreader speed for this. because the within cores took ages, so I want to avoid waiting for those. So what I want is a bunch of overgrowth seeds for all the Rosa Arcanas, all 16. I don't exactly know the number, but it should make them produce more mana. And also, I want to upgrade to Gaia mana spreaders. These are a lot faster than Elven, but we're going to need a lot of Gaia spirits for both of these. We do have 28 left, which might be enough, so I want 16 overgrowth seeds and 9 upgraded spreaders for these 4, and that one. I might end up parallelizing these, or however you say it, so we have like 4. I think it's quite easy just to add more of these setups on top. Never mind, we can't make these. It's in alchemistry. Okay, I guess we'll just make the spreaders. But right now we can't really craft the spreaders. I'm having a bit of trouble with blood magic stuff. Ever since I added the cores, we're out of catalysts, like everywhere. And also LP, so I think I'll wait for everything to buffer, because we need these to craft the spreaders. So I can't really do that right now. How about we look into this, the ultimate crafting table? It doesn't seem that bad. Bunch of crafting storage, elite crafting tables, beam cores, some of these things from Ender utilities, a plasma core, and black iron. The elite crafting tables are probably the worst thing. The mana is expensive, and also the advanced tables. The jewel's not too bad. So I will steal a bunch of these. I need like 24. So back to Appalachia, with the digital miner. Also we can steal the beacons. Might as well. Okay, that didn't take too long. I did end up stealing 48, because I looked ahead, and we need a second one for the extreme crafting table. I don't know why I stole these things. I don't think these are very expensive, but it's fun I guess. Why craft it when you can steal it? Don't quote me on that. So now we should be able to make 2 tables. We just need a recipe for this. I don't have one yet, for some reason. There we go. And a recipe for this too. This should be correct, I think. We do need more black iron, so I will upgrade it to 4 times. And we're just waiting for these, I'm pretty sure. And advanced ender alloy, because of Restonia. Also we need these two, 10 enhanced and 20 basic, activated. The empowered Restonia is really slow, so I might do it in the laser focus. It should be a lot faster. I'll just do it here, just like this one, for plasma cores. So extract on brown, for these things, active with signal, level emitter, set to empowered Restonia, 576 to match the other ones. Also add it to the limited item filter and request everything. And there we go, we're going. This should be a lot faster. We get 4 in a second, so much faster. I'll even disable the empowerer. I don't want it to be using it, so I just remove the filter, I think. And it looks like it's helping a lot. It can finally keep up. I think we're just waiting for stuff to buffer at the moment. So I'll just AFK a bit, and I'll be back when we can actually do something. Okay, so it's been about 40 minutes. And we're buffering again, so we should be able to craft the tables. Yes, we can. Lovely. So 6 elite, and there we go. That should be everything. For 2 ultimate tables. That was expensive. We can put this here, and straight away, we might as well, we can craft the extreme table. It is the same size I think, but they are different recipes. We just need crystal matrix ingots, and a bunch of diamonds. We have about a stack of stars at the moment, but we will need to automate them very soon. I'll do it later though. So 8 crystal matrix for the quest. Once again it's a slow recipe. We can easily passive this once we get nether stars. We just need to passive these, which is just a crafting table. I'm not sure how much it's used though, but it's easy enough to set up. There we go. And now in the laser focus, with the table, we can make the extreme crafting table. I don't quite have a place for this. I'll put it here. It's fine. Oh, we get 10 for free of the elite. I did not need to steal so many then. Oh well. We have extra tables. I guess we can look over here to automate nether stars. We need a Draconic machine frame, which is pretty cheap, actually. And now because it's a quest, we might as well use the mob grinder for the withers. You can use a normal mob crusher, but we might as well. It even gives us a free wither builder. So I will encode this, which is a lot of counting again. I hate counting. There we go. That should be correct. We're just missing a few recipes. Condenser Versio, Mob Crushers, and Death Cores. Okie dokie. Looks like we can do it. We just need more magical leather, and liquid death. How useful are these? Is it worth automating it? They're used a bit, and in corruption cores. But I don't think this is quite yet. 4 stacks of leather should be fine. Since we're not even using these 2 anymore, we could swap out one of them for buckets of liquid death. It's just a bucket, and some stuff. so it's super easy. There we go. I will convert it to florbs, somehow. I'm not sure what the best way is though. Probably an Ender.io tank, into a fluid transposer. Does this work? Yes it does. And we can loop the buckets back in. Oh yeah, we're autocrafting them. I forgot about that. How about we autocraft liquid death then? We can just do this, and have a pattern in the interface to florb liquid death. So now we can autocraft death cores, and therefore the grinder. No alter power. Or more that it's not recharging fast enough. Maybe one of these. And the goblet, maybe? That might be worth a shot. So I've gathered everything for the filled goblet, and I have checked. We are at max auto power, so this shouldn't void. There we go. Please help. That'd be nice. Now it's times 8, so that didn't really do much. I'll try the statues. They're relatively cheap. Just a bunch of pentacles. Okay, maybe not. I'll make them anyway. I'll make 3 statues. Maybe that's fine. There we go. And now I can make some of these statues. Not all of them use pentacles. Oh well. I guess we'll get a Baphomet one anyway. We'll have one of these guys. And we'll get Lilith. Why not? I'm not sure if these need to be on the table or not. I guess I'll do it anyway. There we go. 3,000. Still recharges at times 8 though. How do I increase that? Well, maybe it's enough now. It was just tallow and salt in the cauldron that failed. Yeah, it does go down. Quite quickly as well. Also, more spinning wheels might be a good idea. All of these strings are required, one after the other. So ideally they need to be in separate ones for it to be fast. Okay, I think it's finally making it. It took a lot of cancelling and restarting it because of alter power. So the cauldron setup does work, but as soon as you run out of alter power, like we did, it breaks everything. It's not too bad because the crafts in this aren't too expensive. I would like it to actually work though, and not break. Yay! That took forever. It's these death cores. I forgot how expensive they are. Oh, we missed a few mob crushers. I don't know how that happened. 4. Now we can make it. The mob grinder. Time to automate withers. So we're going to need a bunch of wither-proof blocks. I will pick these ones. They use the essence that we're farming, so it's quite cheap. I will do it over here. We have a few extra channels. So I will build a nice cube. This block is amazing, by the way. I wish it didn't connect though. I like square textures, if you haven't noticed. And the glass? Not so pretty. So the wither builder goes right here. It gave us this for free. How nice. And the grinder here? I don't know which way it goes. I think this is the right way actually. We should be fine. So we can give everything power. Is this the right way? I guess we'll find out. I really do not know. Anyway, we can have a draw controller. And some draws. I don't know how many drops there are. I hope this is fine. I can always add more. We can have a collector going into the controller on blacklist, so it picks up everything. I will filter it in a little bit, so we can have an interface, a level emitter for nether stars. Actually, we can probably just level emitter the wither builder. Let's do it that way. That's better. So like this. So item conduit, limited item filter, for soul sand and skulls, 4 to 3. We should be ready to go. We just need to request them. There we go. They are dying instantly. Looks like it is working. I will stop it though, while I filter everything. There we go. Looks like I do need to move the collector though. So nether stars, sulfur, inferium, withering souls, and wither ash. That should be all of them. And we can move this. And filter everything. There we go. So now we just need void in these 4. And I guess upgrade them. It doesn't really matter. And we can turn this on again. And it should stop at a stack. Also, I did forget something. A storage bus. Oopsie daisy. Okay, it should be safe now. Nice. A little bit extra, because I forgot that. It's great that we have this done. Nether stars are going to be used a lot now. Okay, so I've been up to quite a bit, off camera. I was AFKing a bunch, for the blood magic stuff to catch back up, which it has now. So I was able to make a bunch of spreaders. We have 4 here, and 4 here. And I've added more on-demand things. 4 in total. These are mainly for the wyvern cores. I'm hoping it'll be quite fast, so I've got a pattern in each. And also these, because why not? I've also increased the buffer for the stars to 1,000. And because we weren't keeping up with skulls, I swapped out a spawner for wither skeletons. We also have beheading now, so that should help. Also, we do have an impulse hopper, or the empowered Vestonia. It wasn't working before, because when it stopped, there was random items in here, but the impulse hopper fixes that. And that should be everything, I think. So let's give this a go by ordering a bunch of Wyvern cores. Maybe 8? Seems fine. Once again, bewitchment stuff is probably the bottleneck. And it looks like the parallelizing worked. It's using all 4, which is great, and it's much faster. Before it was like multiple minutes, now it's like 10 seconds, maybe 20, so much better. There we go, 8 Wyvern cores in about 2 minutes, maybe less. That is really good, nice and speedy. So I think next we'll look into Draconic fusion, but we're going to need crystalline ingots first. Everything here is on passive, so that's pretty nice. We can just set a recipe. More counting, my worst nemesis. And the quest wants 10. We just need to buffer more leather. 512. There we go. Now we can make it. Everything is here. 10 crystalline ingots. They're quite expensive. This was over 2 stacks of this alloy. Ooh, free stuff. And we can look into the automation interface with this crystalline, but I don't really need to. It's super easy to just craft manually. I might come back for this later though, in the future. But for now, to unlock fusion, we need this quest. For beam reflectors and receivers. These recipes are fine, easy peasy even, so we can make one of each. Not too bad. There we go. And now we should be able to do fusion. This is the fusion core, honestly not that bad. And the crafting injectors. Yeah, this is fine. I will set up recipes. And yet again more counting. There we go. We are missing recipes for this, within energy cores, just Draconic cores and redstone in the laser focus. I should probably passive this, otherwise this will take forever, so one more crystallizer for our collection. There we go. So we can make the fusion core, we have everything, we're just missing the redstone, about a stack, so we'll have to do a bit of waiting. I'm glad we passived that, so we shouldn't have to wait next time, at least. How about the injectors? Can we make all 9? Looks like we need to buffer more ender cores. And that's it. Okay, let's do 32. That's probably fine. There we go. I guess it's a lot of plating, but other than that, it's fine. It's still quite a big craft. Lots of components. I'll go for it though. Oh yeah, we're probably out of LP, so we can't craft the tablets. Yeah. What's using it all? Oh, it's doing Tenebrae. I'll pause it for a bit. I may have to upgrade this altar to tier 6. We never seem to have enough LP, even though I have all these speed runes. We do have enough displacement at the moment, because there's blood in the thing. We need more speed, but I don't have any more room, so I guess tier 6? I might look into that. Oh, it's done. I'll turn Tenebrae on again. It's for the dark cores, I think. Cool. We just need the crafting core then, and we're very almost there, on redstone. Oh, now we're missing catalysts. Do I have to wait again? This is so annoying. We're almost buffering though, so everything should fix itself soon. I think I might extend these two. We're having a bit of a brine problem, the fluid, and it's used in these crystals, or the catalysts, so I'm hoping it speeds up the production a bit. Yes it does. That's quite a bit faster. Let's go one higher to match the height of this. The blocks are very cheap. Okay, it's been 20 minutes. We have some catalysts now. We're buffering a bit, so we should be able to make the crafting core. Yes. Awesome. Let's get this going before anything else falls apart. And there we go. That's everything. That was quite fast actually. Like a minute. Fusion. Also I did miscount, once again, but it's fine. I think I'll put this right here. It's a perfect space for it. Fusion does use a lot of power, so I don't think energy conduits will do. But now that we have nether stars automated, we can leave this on, and use the power from the matrix, wirelessly, with integrated dynamics. It can be infinite power transfer, basically, so it's probably worth it. So we're going to need an energy importer. They're kind of expensive, but everything's automated. It requires cryostabilized flux ducts, which are in fusion crafts. It should be fine though. We also need a bunch of energy interfaces, one for each injector. We're not buffering enough though, so I will remove the downgrade, and probably upgrade it as well. And we also need a pair of these, omnidirectional connectors. So now we can remove all this mess. We do have the reactor for power. Now we can have an energy importer, a bit of cable, into one of these, group 2. The other group is for the seed machine. So now we can import energy, like so, and we can max it out. This is just shy of 1 billion per tick, so I'd say it's enough. So we can put down a clock. This should start the crafts automatically. And we can actually use item lasers, my favourite. So injectors, I will do 3 per side. I think it is max 12, so 4 per side, on 3 sides. But we don't have those at the moment. There we go. These item lasers aren't actually sided, so they can push to all 3, because they're touching. It's a bit weird, but it works. And 1 more on the centre, with priority 1. So we can have an energy interface on each injector. Might as well power this multi-block as well. It's probably best to connect everything with cable. And now we can have the other end of this, the omnidirectional connector. It does need to be group 2. How do I bind them? Ah, there we go. And now everything should have power. It should just work like that. So we should be able to automate this now. But first I will clean up the room. It's a bit ugly. There we go. Facades made this possible. So we can have an interface into an item interface with a laser, and we connect everything. And now we can do the extract. Back to the interface with a filter. And you filter all the outputs. It's that easy. So it looks like we're supposed to upgrade the crafting injectors straight away to Wyvern. This does use 8 inputs, so we'll have to do it one at a time. But we can automate it, like so. So we add it to the interface, also set a filter for it, for the extract, and now we can mine one of these, put it back in the ME system, and upgrade it. It should just work. Yes, it does. The energy transfer works great. That's nice to know. There we go. Everything worked flawlessly. Now we can replace it, mine another one, and upgrade it again, one at a time. I will probably be back once I've done all of these. It might take a while. Last one. Wasn't too bad actually. About 20 minutes. Also, I decorated the room, if you can't tell. Yay! We will need like 4 more, eventually, but not right now. Awesome. So now that we have Wyvern tier of crafting injectors, we can awaken some Draconium. And the way you do that is actually quite cheap in this pack. Draconic cores, a dragon heart, and charged Draconium, which is Draconium in the laser focus. So we can set recipes for everything here. Should be easy. So recipe for this, and this. We already have 2 dragon hearts, so that's enough for 16 blocks, which should do for now. Eventually we can craft them, but we do need the seeds first. So we can craft 8 blocks for the quest. We do need to set the extract. Ooh. So that awakened Draconium can be made into awakened cores. We're just missing a dragon token, which is Wyvern core, obsidian, and dragon egg slice. Okie dokie. I don't think we have any spare dragon eggs, so we'll fight the dragon, like 2 times more. This takes forever. Another one please. Also the scale, don't forget it. Awesome! 2 eggs, 2 hearts, and 2 scales. Very useful. So we can have a sawmill recipe for the slices. Also a recipe for dragon tokens. So the quest wants 1, we should be able to do that. There we go. The quest complete sound is breaking. Sometimes it only plays for half a second, and gives up. So now we can make awaken cores, with 4 Wyvern, for awakened Draconium, and 1 dragon token. So we did fight enough ender dragons then, since we need 4 for the quest. And we can make 4 with the eggs that we have, so that's perfect. So I will set a recipe, add it to the extract, and we should be able to order 4. There's just a few buffering issues. Also a recipe for this, from the blocks. So we'll go 2 times on this. This will tear through our dark cores, once again, but it's fine. And we'll go 2 stacks on plasma cores. And now we can afford it, the 4 awakened cores. It's not too expensive, just a lot of steps. It's over a stack of draconic cores. That is kind of scary, but we should be fine, I think. Oh, altar power, again. I hate this cauldron. It's so stupid. Maybe we can just have a check for altar power, because you can do that via redstone, I'm pretty sure. It's honestly not that bad. We're almost finished. We are waiting on the Wyvern cores, but we can't really go any faster, unless we have like 4 more runic altars. Maybe I'll do that, I don't know. It's DJ2 after all. Yay! Awakened cores. Stop doing that. So with this we can make an awakened dragon token. We just need 2 premium. the ingot. I haven't automated any of these ingots, but they are just recipes. Yeah. So it should be fine. And looks like this is used for the seeds, which is lovely. So base essence ingot, inferium ingot, prudentium, which is a runic altar recipe. I will do 4, so we can parallelize it. Intermedium with Thorncraft infusion. Superium in the lightning craft multiblock. And finally supremium in the laser focus. I will need 1 prudentium. I need to set the filter on this. There we go. So we need an awakened dragon token. The problem is we're missing essences, so I might have to turn those off for a bit. It's only a little bit though, like 8 of each. We're still making supremium. It's quite expensive. I guess we can also do these recipes for crafting down, so we should only need to store supremium. I'll turn them on again then. I forgot all about that. I don't know how. And now we can make it. There we go. We're crafting. Everything seems to be working. There we go. And now we can make the dragon egg seeds. It looks like we do need a crux. I was hoping not, since it is tier 5, but oh well. So we can have a recipe for the seeds. And the crux. We might need 1 more egg, so 1 more dragon fight. But it should be the last one. You can even dupe the cruxes once you get Draconic tier. So 1 dragon egg seed. Why does that take so long? There we go. And now for the crux, we're missing 1 egg. It'll take ages again. Like a minute. Yay! Infinite dragon eggs. And also dragon hearts, as long as we automate green hearts, which is another runic altar craft. So we can 10-10-10 the seeds with our machine. Oh yeah, I forgot. It won't spread or grow. So I might have to babysit this by spreading the crux around, or I can craft 3 more, which we can do if we fight the dragon, like 3 more times, which I'm quite tempted to do. Or we can just farm them without 10-10-10ing, because it is quite fast, and we'll put it here. There we go. Automated dragon egg chunks. This production is probably fine for now. I think after I can dupe the cruxes in Draconic tier, I'll just do that. This should be fine until then. I will build a floor though. I don't want to lose this when I mine it. So now we can craft eggs, as well as hearts. I just need to automate these. This should be fine. I'll have 4 for each altar. We get red hearts from the mob farm, and we can craft orange hearts with withering souls from the wither farm. So that's quite nice. We've got over 1,000. So the quest wants 10 eggs and 10 hearts. I'm not sure if we can do that. We can do the eggs. There we go. But we might have a problem with the hearts. We already have 4, so we just need 6. And we're missing 6 chunks. Okay, we have everything else. They are quite fast actually. We get 1 every couple seconds. I imagine it will be rapid, with 9 seeds, and 9 cruxes, and also 10-10-10. So we shouldn't have to worry about this in the future. I don't think. There we go. We can do it. We can probably speed these up with speed upgrades in the users. The actual crafting speed is very fast now, so we're bottlenecked a bit by the speed at which they put the items on. Oh yeah, I forgot. We need to filter the hearts. Oops, that may have broken everything. There we go. Okay, Draconic tier. Can we do it? 2 awakened cores per. Also within cores. That is slightly scary. This would be 18 awakened cores in total. That is a huge number. Well, I can set a recipe and set the extract. I don't know if we can do this though. Let's say we want to upgrade one of these to Draconic. We can indeed do it. Why not? We can do it 1 at a time, over like hours. Maybe it'll be fine. How about we speed up the users? That should help. Yeah, a lot faster. Ooh, we are crafting. It's not starting though. I wonder why. Oh, I think I understand. The filter, I think. Also, we have to remove these. I believe that awakened cores got pulled out before they can do anything. And there was a bit of a bug. There we go. That's 1. I might have to change these to advanced because of that reason. I'm not filtering them, but I can disable the extract of the outer ones. I can set the inbound to blacklist, but the outbound to whitelist, so it doesn't extract. That's my idea. I believe that works. This one's still on high priority though. Don't forget. So I believe we can try again, and it should work. Everything works now. So I guess we're crafting all these. So I will return. I imagine it will take me like an hour. So see you then. Okay, we're on the last one. I'm very surprised we can do this. I imagine we're running out of stuff though. But it's fine. So last one. Lovely jubbly. I have somewhat fixed the cauldron, by the way. It kind of works now. It's probably still possible for it to break, but it uses much less altar power. I'll show you how it works. So we have a big chest now, for the output, and then we have an exporter, on the dropper, set to item slot 0. So it only uses the top left slot. So everything should be in order, and the speed is a lot faster, because of the big chest. Before it was having trouble with the small chest, and it was slow, which uses more altar power. So this way actually works, kind of. I imagine if you make like 100, it'll run out. But it's working for the injectors, which is fine. There we go. I'm very impressed with our automations. Everything's working. Yay! So turns out the next thing we need to do is fight the Chaos Guardian. We might need a few upgrades to our damage and armor, but I think we can do it. But I'm gonna take a break. That's a job for tomorrow. Okay, let's go defeat the Chaos Guardian. I have a plan, and that plan is Last Stand. This enchantment is very powerful. If you put it on armor and you're about to die, it uses XP instead of you dying. So you could just have a billion levels and be invincible basically. So that's what I'm gonna do. And we can put it on everything. There we go. So we can claim all the levels we have here, all 350. We do have a bit more over here. I've been automatically piping all the XP for about a couple hours into these 2 pylons. I wish I did this earlier. I could have had thousands of levels, but almost 600 is fine. And 300 here. 772. I'd say that's fine. I will grab some strength 4, it might be useful. And I guess some apples, just in case. I think we're ready to go. Our damage should be fine. I think the way you're intended to do this is with the awakened stuff, but it's really expensive, so I want to avoid doing that. So I want to try it like this. Hopefully we're successful. So what we have to do is travel 10,000 blocks in the end, and a dragon should be waiting for us, called the Chaos Guardian. It's the hardest boss in modded Minecraft. It's not even close with anything else. So I will go this way, 10,000 blocks. Wish me luck. I'm gonna need it. We're getting close, and I'm getting scared. I really don't want to die, that might be horrible. Oh, here we are. This is the formation we're looking for. Okay, we're getting started. So we defeat the pillars on the outside. Ah! You can see why I needed the levels now. We would have instantly died. Okay, inside ones. Ah! Okay, I believe we can fight it now. We're doing good damage. I'm terrified of running out of levels because they're exponential, so it's gonna get worse. I should have brought more, probably, but nothing I can do about it now. We're so close. Where are you going? Come back. Yay! Okay. That was the most stressful moment of my life. Oh. Wow. Cool explosions. Ow. Message to the folks at home. Bring at least 1,000 levels. Not 700. It's a bit scary. Okay. Let's grab this crystal. Here it is. I will steal this, however. It might be useful. And it's quite expensive. And now we can mine this. The Chaos Crystal. Though the island will explode. I won't stick around for that. There we go. All 5. Home sweet home. I'm glad that went well. That was a bit scary. So now we have the Chaos Shards. Ooh. How nice. The Chaos Shards are used to make the chaotic cores, which are used everywhere in endgame crafts. And don't worry about these. There is a way to dupe them. Over here. But that's after alchemistry, which should be next episode. So we should encode this recipe for the chaotic core. 3 awakened draconium, 3 heavy duty plates, and awakened dragon token. That is honestly quite cheap. I was expecting it to use 4 awakened cores, but it only uses 1. What a surprise. We can also filter the output, and order the first chaotic core. There we go, we're crafting. I love this animation so much. Yay! 3 dragon tokens. Don't mind if I do. And that should be Draconic evolution. We didn't do everything. There is some packaged auto that I'll probably come back to, and also the quantum compressor for making singularities. But everything else is like optional, so we're fine. So next time, we'll be playing around with chemicals and elements in alchemistry. You can do a lot with this mod, but I've never used it before, so I'm very excited. But before we end, I do have to do something important. I will dupe the crux, and 10 the seed. So we put this in here, spread the essence, and there we go. We're duping 2 cruxes. So now that we have 4, we can place this in the seed machine, and 10 the seeds, because they can actually grow now. And while that's going, I will dupe the rest of the cruxes. There we go. So now we can do all 9 spaces, like so, and the seed is leveled, 10, and this should be rapid. Look at the speed, like 10 a second. I'll upgrade it. Why not? By the way, this does have to be in chunks and not eggs, because we still need to craft the hearts, so don't just automatically make these. Awesome! I think this is a fair place to end. I'm very happy we got Draconic evolution out the way. The Chaos Guardian terrifies me, so I'm glad I don't have to do that again, for at least another series. So next time should be alchemistry. Can't wait. We're kind of getting to the end of this pack, which feels really strange. It's a divine journey. What do you mean there's an endpoint? I'm having a lot of fun though, so I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time.